Good evening and welcome to the Zoning Commission regular meeting held on March 13th, 2025 at 7 p.m. held here at the Town Hall Room 133. If you'd all like to stand up and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I'll have the commission members introduce themselves, starting from my left.
Phoebe Holmes.
Kurt Timmerman, Chairman.
Matt Ryan, Secretary.
So tonight Phoebe will be a voting member as we have...
Second time in a row.
Yep, Anthony Propucci, Gwen Armett, Sean Turner as regular members absent, and Danny Fontana and Greg Piccioni.
Okay, I'm going to make a motion to approve the minutes of the regular meeting dated 2/27/25 as submitted.
Okay.
Second.
All right, any amendments?
It's hard to make a lot of mistakes in a meeting that short.
Yeah. All in favor of accepting the minutes?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, it was unanimous. So now it's actually a continued deliberations on 60 Rocky Road, Z-25-6.
Okay.
Mr. Grantz, if you'd like to read the correspondence received from the town attorney.
For those watching at home, I guess, or on YouTube, I guess, last time the commission decided that we needed Attorney Tom Beecher to weigh in on this application before we could consider it as a commission.
Yeah.
Specifically, well, I'll just read that. So this is to Fran Lally, the zoning enforcement officer, from March 7th, 2025. Hi, Fran. As we discussed this morning, my advice is that the two, and I believe he means the main dwelling and the garage, should be reviewed separately. In other words, if the apartment complies with the regulation, it can be approved and the garage is separate. I would, however, also advise that a condition of the apartment approval is that the garage cannot be used for living space, i.e. can only be used for normal garage uses, and that would be storage or vehicles or anything like that. Okay? And just so that everybody knows, the question that was posed was the one the commission asked by Fran Lally. The commission requested clarification on the application concerning 16 Rocky Road, proposal for a detached accessory apartment with a two-car garage. The total square footage of the apartment is 800 square feet, not including the garage. The total square footage of the building is 1605 square feet. There was confusion on if the ADU is compliant, as the apartment itself does not exceed the 800 max, but the building exceeds the 800 square foot limit. Section 3-16D5 states an apartment unit shall contain not less than 480 square feet or more than 800 square feet of the building footprint. So that was the question that was posed by Mr. Lally to Attorney Beecher on behalf of the commission. And as you can see, he's weighed in.
All right, thank you. And some of that was is good fodder for making a clarification or making that particular regulation clearer. That is whatever comprises just the apartment, regardless of whether it's in a larger building or not.
As always, we appreciate Attorney Beecher getting back to us so timely.
Yes, that was a good call.
So I'm glad now that we've done that, I think we have a little bit of clearer direction as to where the commission goes from here.
I just want to, because there was there's concern by the neighbor, what they see.
Yes, I did a drive-by
And
as well.
It's not exactly your flattest shaped piece of property either.
no, it drops off. Now, normally an accessory structure is allowed in this zone. This is an R40 zone, but they actually have like over an acre and a half. And in our regulations 3.4C.1.b, it talks about these accessory structures. And anything that's above 800 square feet, instead of just being a zoning permit where they just go to Fran and it'd be approved and we wouldn't get involved at all.
They have to come here.
They have to come here, and then still it would come to us. There would be no public input. But because there's an accessory apartment included, that's when it rises to a public input. So if this was just a building going in, then it would be, pretty straightforward. And then, of course, any building, accessory building, requires setbacks. The setbacks in this zone, R40, are 30 feet in the back, 30 feet in the side. Interestingly enough, though, in the back, since it's an accessory structure, you can actually go to 15 feet, because it's towards the rear line, that's just what the regs say. It's really difficult, this is a 5-sided lot, to find out where the actual back lot line is, I don't know. But if we just call them all sidelines, that's the
Well,
most conservative
They did have
one.
a survey done, didn't they?
Yeah, but I mean, it's shaped like this, so which
Yeah, I
one,
did
you know,
that
if this is the front, the back could be this one on the left, it could be it's an odd shape. It's hard to determine, they do have 2 side yards, but the question is, do they have 3 side yards?
Well, what does the survey say that they have?
Well, there's the front,
Yeah.
there's a side, what's this and what's that? Are those both considered back? Not that it matters. They're actually 53 feet away from one.
It's a
and
very
about
oddly
40.
shaped piece of property.
Yeah, it's like pentagram.
It is. And you can't use
Is
this
this
whole
such
side.
a shape
There's
as a
like a clip.
pentagram?
There is now.
I think you invented a new word, Kurt.
So I guess my point is, if it wasn't an ADU, it would just be an accessory structure, which is allowed, though it'd have to come in front of us. We would look at, okay, what is the distance? Where can it go? What's the distance? Does it meet the regs? Which it does.
Which it does.
Yeah. I have to say, I understand.
There's definitely not a basis to deny this application.
I can understand looking at each other's yards. So I saw the photos submitted from the neighbor, and they do look down on this yard from their 2nd floor.
They sure do.
But that just shows me
that
these
doesn't-
people
but that
have to
doesn't-
look back up at this 2.5-story house from their side. When that house went up, they're probably like, oh my God.
The fact that something may not be aesthetically pleasing to one neighbor or another, though, is not a basis to get around the zoning
No,
regulations.
no, that's true.
For sure.
If there was, we probably have a lot of different decisions at this table
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah.
My concern was spinning off the lot, was
Oh, that's
making
illegal.
like a little house and then like,
Yeah,
yeah,
you-
splitting the
you
1.7,
No.
1.65 acres and then,
Because in this R40
having two
zone, you need
properties.
at least 40,000, an acre, and they have only an acre and a 6.
yeah,
If
so
they had
they'd
2
never be
acres-
able to spin it.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Yeah, yeah.
What
so-
can we do as far
Keeps
as,
character for the neighborhood.
what can we do to the extent of STIPs, though? on the approval?
Well, I would say definitely get rid of the cottage. I mean, I'm sorry, the shed that's there. It's too close anyways, illegal. But they said
Was
they
it
would do
pre-existing
that.
non-conforming, though?
Yes, but it doesn't mean we can't ask, you know,
Well,
And they
I don't know-
offered- they
I
offered
don't
it.
know that we can, oh, they did, okay.
yeah, they offered.
Well, they offered it, it's one thing. I don't think we can stipulate it with, if it's pre-existing non-conforming, if they're not willing.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's another shed, it looks like, right on the other side of the line. And neighbors generally do that. If they're gonna have a shed on one side, they put one on the other, so they kinda hide each other. Not that that's, you know, per
That's not gonna
regulation,
that's
but
not
it
gonna make or
helps.
break the regulation.
No, it isn't.
3-car garage, it's gonna be tight on this property. There's gonna be
No question
a
about
lot
it.
yeah.
of building
Right,
on this
but-
property.
and just
3-car garage and the ADU and as close as it has to be with the unusable side of the lot.
Yeah.
It will be,
The other part about accessory buildings in that same reg is, because it's accessory, it can only be on an R40, 25 feet tall max.
okay.
So, and in this one, from the elevations we were given, it's less than that. It's 25 feet to the peak, and maybe, you know, to where we actually measured the building's about 22 feet.
You know, the exercise.
Was that the plans he gave us?
oh, sorry.
I think I
Oh,
have them
yeah,
here.
yeah, that's
Did you
it.
wanna check these?
Yes,
I think they're right
please.
here.
You know, the exercise that we go through on an application like this, especially considering the points that Phoebe raised, you know, when I say that every zoning commission regulation needs to be looked at once every 5 years, similar to the way the charter gets looked at, this is kind of test case as to why.
Yeah,
Right.
This is
It's-
something you want to remember when you do review this regulation and say, okay, this is what we dealt with, this was the regulation, but really, you know, it's so important. I do hope the new P and Z Commission does that. We'll look at all of the regulations on a review basis. That way you're not doing, I mean, once the overhaul was done in 2018 or 2017, whatever
Yeah.
year it was, that didn't mean it was gonna be that forever.
Done forever, right.
Absolutely
They
not.
did that right before I came on the commission.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
something, as I said, the Board of Ed policies get reviewed up periodically. Town ordinances get reviewed periodically, charter gets reviewed, zoning regulations, and this is test case Y.
yeah. So here's, yeah, I hear, exactly right. So this shed here,
So that would be removed.
that would be removed. The only thing I think putting trees along this tree line on the other side, this faces,
That's not where is that where the septic system is, though?
Didn't
might-
someone have a question about septic the last time?
Well,
And
you could,
for
that
this.
could be the problem with putting, I
Oh.
thought that that's,
well, see, I think they put, you have to have an established drive in order to park.
right, but that doesn't mean the septic's not.
No, that's true, but that's, I think that's the reason for the gravel. Usually they show septic. Oh, wait, let me see if this says right here. Well, the only other thing I could say, you can't, how tall is that fence? Well, the max fence you can put up is 8 feet. That's already there. The only thing is, we could stipulate putting some more bushes on this side as long as it works with the sewer, the septic.
We're allowed to ask him where his septic is.
No, that's new information.
Well, I thought we did, I thought somebody pointed it out the
Oh,
last
yeah,
time.
they did.
Because there's a letter from the,
There's a letter from the
There's a letter
state.
yeah,
right.
exactly, I thought
Yeah,
they
there
kind of
you go.
alluded,
Does it have
they
a
kind of
picture,
alluded
though?
to where it
Here's the
was.
letter.
It says, it doesn't say exactly where it is, though.
No, it does not.
That's the only issue there. I mean, we could,
I mean, I don't wanna
Is there anything
stipulate, I don't wanna stipulate trees there.
oh, in the file?
I don't wanna stipulate trees there if that's where the septic system is, and it's something that's not gonna be practical there.
Ms. Christine, if you could possibly do a stipulation that they could plant trees there if they're not to impede with the septic location or at the discretion of town staff or the zoning enforcement officer.
Well, I think we may have seen where it was the last time, though, that way
Yeah.
we'll be new information. Doesn't it have it on the survey? Yeah, it does.
Does it?
Oh, it's shed.
Yeah, they're a well in here.
What?
If they had their well, we could know where it couldn't be. Oh, let the record show that Commissioner Petrioni has arrived.
Graciously joined you.
He's a
And
voting
you are
member.
also a voting member.
Thank you, sir.
Just thinking of where the downhill part of the property is,
Down here.
yeah.
So
My guess is probably that's where it's flowing,
Yeah.
but
I think.
Where
at
does he
least-
think? I'm looking at it
Oh,
up here.
maybe down, this is downhill, down this way.
Okay.
put it this way, if I were doing it, that's where I would put it, but. Do you see the wall, Mr. Richard? Yeah, okay. I'm trying to do this with,
Yeah, well, that's their well, that's next door.
oh, that's next door, but.
Well, I think.
There
we-
were wells in the front.
So they would probably put, so they wouldn't
So
put
the
their septic,
Yeah, the septic's not gonna be there, it's
Yeah.
probably gonna be over here.
yeah, on the
I don't
opposite
think tree,
side, that's what.
but we'll say anyway if it
Yeah,
does.
yeah, all right. I think that's, you know,
So how would you stipulate this application then, Kurt?
I would stipulate it with removal of the existing shed on the property line, as well as plantings along the fence line that would shield the view of the neighbor towards that
And let,
building.
and let the record reflect that the property owner did agree to remove that shed anyway.
Yes,
So.
yes.
All right, I'm gonna make a motion to approve app Z-25-6, with the stipulations as articulated.
I'm sorry, you may want to specify how many trees, height of the trees, you know, the caliper, if you're gonna do a stipulation.
Do you wanna do something like arborvitae, which, provides
What do we usually do in a situation
usually
like this?
something like that, something evergreen?
All right.
Arborvitae's can get big.
Depending on the species.
Yeah, well,
That's the idea.
Yeah, and act as a buffer.
yeah. You wanna write that down, Smitty. Say what's a good, distance that you've seen for arborvitae, every 6 feet or something? They grow in,
8, I would say 8, the roots get so big on those things. 8 feet?
They're not necessarily wide though, depending upon the species. Some of them
Mhm.
are just,
They
are
go
like
tall.
straight up. So yeah, no, it's 8 feet is way too much.
Yeah.
Is
I
6,
would-
is
I would-
6 enough, though?
How about per arborist recommendation or something like that?
yeah.
Since
It's too big.
as far as the spacing's concerned, not the,
Not the arborvitae part.
yeah.
Yeah. For appropriate spacing for the type of arborvitae.
Okay, so then that would be the following stipulations would be removal of existing shed as agreed to by the property owner.
Mm-hmm.
Plantings along the gravel driveway to the extent that it does not interfere with the existing septic system,
Mm-hmm.
per appropriate spacing for the type of arborvitae that they choose to plant.
Okay.
So we will, motion to approve app C-25-6 with those 3 stipulations. And that is a single-family conversion application for an 800 square foot accessory apartment at 16 Rocky Road.
All right, do I have a second?
Was that with the garage as well? 'Cause
No,
you just
that's
said the
just
apart-
one building.
This is just the one,
Yeah,
the first
but-
one?
Yeah,
Is it-
no, it's the whole thing.
This is the whole thing, the
Yeah.
garage and everything?
Yeah.
Because he didn't say the garage.
No,
So
it
he said
did-
800 square foot.
That's all, that's
So
all it
this
said.
is everything, okay.
Yeah.
Second.
All right,
Second.
any discussion on the motion? All right, all in favor, say aye.
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 All right, unanimous? All right, thank you. We can't take any comments or anything. I'm sorry, it was just through deliberations. But you can talk to us afterwards.
And then I would call the land use office probably tomorrow or Monday.
All right. Do we have no public hearings scheduled? We have no old business, we have no
I'll
new
make a motion to
business.
continue item 8 until March 26th, is it now? March
no.
27th, I'm sorry.
Yes,
March 27th?
yep.
Okay. Did anyone talk to him?
Yes, I did. And I believe he spoke to Amy, and the land use officer was gonna be calling her. He
Okay.
said he was gonna try to come here. They're in session right now, and he has one thing that comes with Thursday night, but he is gonna come.
Okay, great. I hope I'm here, yeah.
Do I have a second for that continuation?
Second.
All right. All in favor of continuing the tabled item? Say aye.
Aye.
Okay, that's unanimous, thank you. Commissioner comments and informal discussion?
Going to use this opportunity again to plug the big event coming up for the town of Brookfield on April 22nd, I believe it is, at
Yep.
Brookfield High School. That is a public forum, public meeting on the plan of conservation and development. I did speak to Selectman Belden about coordinating with the sign coordinator,
good.
similar to what we
Alright.
did with early voting. We're
Yeah.
gonna get a price quote to
Yeah.
have those signs out and everything. And really, you know, it was good. I still do see some comments on Facebook that,
Yeah.
about the survey. They say, we didn't know about the survey, but I'm gonna tell you, 674 is a heck of a lot better participation than we had in the past,
Mhm.
and better than other towns have had proportionally. But really, folks, if you wanna participate, you still have plenty of opportunity to do it. April 22nd is gonna be your next big opportunity to do it.
Yeah.
I really would love to see Brookfield High School fill that night.
Yes, 7.
Cafeteria,
Yeah.
are there refreshments?
Oh,
Probably.
You can
Yeah.
always get them there with food.
Probably, there wasn't the last
But
meeting.
so don't eat all that candy on Easter and come have refreshments
Oh,
with us
and
on the 22nd,
to
7
further,
o'clock?
yeah,
Yep.
to further that, there is a website for this, brookfieldpocd.org, .com, and on there you can look at the proposed chapters that are coming out in draft form, and also send back your comments about them.
And take the time to read the results of the survey, too.
Yes,
if
the
you-
survey results are there as
They're
well.
available on the website and on the POCD website as well. And
Yeah.
the newest chapter that just got released is economic development, got released either today or yesterday.
And you know, Gwen Arment's not here tonight, but she likes to talk about the hottest shows coming. You've got one this weekend at Brookfield High School, Chicago. I've heard they've been
On
working
right
very
now.
hard on that.
Started
It
tonight,
runs,
opening
it
night.
runs, I believe, every weekend night and a Sunday matinee.
Hmm.
So,
Okay.
see you at the show.
All right. Any other comments, questions, commission? All right, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn this meeting.
Okay, thank you,
I'll
Phoebe.
second.
Thank you, Matt. All in favor of adjourning?